Deliver, deliver, deliver. If you're going to do something, do it. If you've said you're going to do it, make it happen. If you've committed, do it. This is really important. This is the difference between career advancement and careers not really going anywhere. Often with graduates, and I sometimes see this with the DAs I'm working with one-to-one, there is an assumption that someone else will mark your homework, someone else will pick it up, someone else will do it. I put this chapter in because I want to make sure that the reality is very clear to you. You are expected to deliver. They're paying you. So you make sure you deliver really well. Get a reputation for delivery. It's very, very annoying if I have to follow up. So just like one's mother or father going, pick up those so-and-so and don't, I told you this before. That's not going to happen, right? It doesn't happen typically in corporate life. You just get a reputation. You don't get the opportunities. So I'm not going to follow up after you. Absolutely not. And if you don't deliver stuff, I will remember and then not ask you again. Ever. And then when someone tries to repair that reputation for you by saying, oh, let's ask so-and-so, I'll say, no. I do that and have done that often. Okay? I don't have time. It has to happen. It has to work. I don't have time to carry people. Now, yes, we are carrying them because we can't easily fire them and we're not going to go and speak to them and scream at them, right? Especially for senior executives. If you've made a commitment to do something, make sure you deliver it, because once we find individuals that deliver, we lock onto them, because a lot of people, unfortunately, don't. So when you are making commitments, when you've been asked to do something, make sure that you do it, please. This is called stakeholder management. Okay, so managing stakeholders, whether it's your colleague, your DA colleague saying, oh, can you send me that thing? And you never do. Or whether it's your line manager asking you to do something, or it's a senior exec, or it's HR, or the company, or some policy requirement. Just, if you're expected to do something, do it. Get a reputation for making stuff happen. Don't worry about what other people think. You'll often see others beginning to up the jealousy factor when they see that you have delivered. Don't worry about that, right? Your reputation first, please. Okay, we're talking about you. You're the one watching this, not your friend. Okay, worry about them later. You make sure you deliver. Surprises. This, as I've said, that is not high school, and it's not, oh yeah, the dog, right? It's not the dog ate my homework. No, this is often business critical. Now, look, when you're a degree apprentice, the stuff, the materiality of the stuff that you'll be exposed to will be limited, right? Because you're learning. Fine, okay, but you are going to be entrusted with tasks. And actually, the more reliable you are, the more responsibility you will get. Right? Don't deal in surprises. Ask. So there's nothing wrong with you saying, sorry, just to be clear here, you said Wednesday. When on Wednesday? Just so I can organise my time. And then the individual says, oh, any time on Wednesday. Fine. You can choose. Now, if you've got the option, right, if you're not too busy, how are you going to surprise them? How are you going to delight them? How are you going to positively surprise them by making sure they've got it for Wednesday at 9:10? So they go, delivered. Now look, if you're wanting to make a reputation for delivery, think in threes. Humans tend to work in terms of trend analysis, right? We're very good at spotting trends. So when one thing happens, we just go, cool, right? Oh, they delivered, great. Second time you deliver something on time or to my expectations, I go, cool, all right, yeah, nice. The third time, typically it's the third time that I go, ooh, connection. They delivered here, they deliver. Okay, now I've created that reputation. Now you can destroy that easily, okay? But the more you can deliver, the more in my mind you're reliable, and the more responsibility I'm likely to give, and so on and so on. Practice this art of stakeholder management. So it's communicating. right? So when I say no surprises, the stakeholder management approach there is if something's going wrong, if it's not working, if you're not happy, if you're concerned, what do? You ask. That's why they're the boss. That's their can to carry, right? You are not expected, certainly as a DA, you're not expected to be an absolute super genius yet. Okay? And even when you are a super genius, there is nothing better than saying, sorry, can I just clarify? Everyone likes that, okay? I may find it a little irritating if I'm hoping you just know what I mean, but I'd much rather you ask a question, and let's just be very clear here. Please, 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 please ask me if you don't know, than assume, get it wrong, and then all of us have a problem, okay? And then we're all surprised. Don't have us surprised. Don't you be surprised, don't I be. We don't want to be surprised, so we go, oh no. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Now there's no time. Now I need to do it myself. Now I need to do it live in front of the CEO because you... So, no surprises. And how you avoid no surprises is by asking. I had an interview. In my interview for one of my bank's C-level roles with the CEO. The CEO said to me, one of the interview questions, I think it was the third or fourth round, and they were deciding between me and the other person. And the CEO said, how do you know you're right? I said, well, look, invariably, I obviously want to try and have a good radar and be aware of what's expected and correct and so on. So I would hope that I'm pretty good at that, at knowing what's right. But how I know I am right and will be right is I will check in with you. Now, some could say that's a weakness or could consider that a weakness. But this CEO, he broke character because we're doing an interview, right? Quite formal. He actually went, oh yes, please. And I do wonder if that's when I got the job in his mind, right? Because he said, oh, thank you so much. Yes. He said, I wish more of my direct reports would check with me before they deliver me the finished article. Because often they're wrong. They've assumed, right? They're going this way when actually it needs to go that way. They didn't know that. And they didn't check with me. Because often they're running on this, don't bring me problems, bring me solutions. And that's okay. And, there's a lot of value in that statement. But often the CEO or the senior individual, they're privy to a whole lot of stuff that you are not. So when they say, could you do this thing, they understand all the background to that, typically, right? Or they know why. And it might seem weird to you, but you know what? You ask. That's how you fix this stuff. That's how you know if you're correct. Ask. So don't be afraid of asking. Yes, some line managers can get annoyed or frustrated at you, especially if you're constantly asking. So you should try and avoid bothering people. But you are perfectly entitled and you should be asking for clarification. And there is nothing wrong with saying, hey, look, here's the draft. Is this, use this phrase, is this directionally accurate? Right? Am I going the right way? We want to make sure that you're not in the wrong and that you're not getting a reputation of consistently mismanaging stakeholders. So deliver. And if you're not sure, ask.